it's Amy with A2Z Stamping, doing another scrapbook layout for you. So I had this 8x10 photo. It was a professional photo of my son Jackson on his 5th birthday, and it was 8x10. And I cut this down, and I'll talk about the dimensions in a second, but I want to show you how, don't forget that you can use your Stamparatus on your scrapbook pages. So I was going to show you that. So like I said, I had this 8x10 photo. And I cut it down to, let's see, what did I cut this down to? I think I cut it down to 5x9 because I'm doing 3 panels across the bottom like so. I have this. Then I took a piece of crumb cake cardstock and ran it through my printer, and I did my journaling. And I just talked about Jackson and all of his favorite things at age 5. And you guys know, if you follow my videos regularly, I like to do a lot of my journaling on the computer, and I used to keep a journal of my kids when they were little, so it's helpful because I can go back and pull from that. And this one's a 4 1/4 by 9, and that's going to go right next to it. And then the last, or the third piece there, let me see if I can figure out what I did with it. Here we go. I have a piece of Island Indigo cardstock, and it's 1 3/4 by 9, and I ran this through my Big Shot to emboss it. Can you guys see it's embossed? With the polka dots embossing folder. So you can run things through your embossing folders that are longer than the embossing folder. What you have to do is you run it through one time, and then you have to flip it around and run it through the other way, and it won't match up exactly, but it'll be pretty close. I did get a little bit of a line right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this real red ribbon, and let me cut myself a piece here, and I'm going to tie it right around where this line is. Actually, let me put a little bit of, I'm going to put a little bit of snail adhesive on the back here. There we go, just so it'll stick in place. There we go. And then I'm going to tie it around the front. Once I get it down, I'll do that, but I wanted the ribbon to stay right where I want it. So actually, while I have this down here, I'm going to, I think, stick my adhesive on the back. But before I do that and finish up, so I'm going to lay it this way. This top piece here is, I have a piece of real red cardstock, and it's 11 inches long, and it's cut at 2 1/2. And this is where I'm going to put his name. I did run my 2 ends also through the embossing folder. Just did a little bit, see 2 ends and ran them through, so they have the polka dots. And that's going to go up here on my layout. But you can see I need to finish the name Jackson. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to pull out my Stamparatus. And I actually have it all set up just to be quicker. You can see I already did the J and the A, just to speed things up. So I'm using the Letters for You stamps. Now these do kind of have a watercolor wash, so they're not going to stamp totally clear, or clear is not the right word. It's going to have that wash look, and that's okay, I know that. So what I did first was I laid all of my stamps out across here where I wanted them. And since this is a photopolymer stamp set, you want to use your mat. So I have my mat here. And then I just lined it up. I don't need to use the magnets or anything because I fed it in, and you see my letters match up perfectly right here. Okay, so what I need to do though is I need to ink it up. So I'm just going to grab my basic black ink, and I'm going to ink up my letters. Now the nice thing about using the large letters in the Stamparatus is sometimes you don't get a good stamp at first, and this way now everything's going to be lined, and I can do it as many times as I need to. So this is going to be really helpful, especially with this stamp set. Okay, so let me go ahead and press. Those magnets are sticking on the bottom. Okay, so I want to press each one. Make sure I get them all nice and pressed. Okay, and lift. Okay, and that looks good, but I want to do it one more time, just so they're a little bit darker, like my J and my A. So I'm going to ink them up one more time. And we're going to go one more time. There we go. And I'm going to press, 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 and lift. And that looks great. So much easier than stamping these all on their own before. And then I'm just going to pop this off, and I will clean this in just a second. All right, so that's it for that. Let me close up my black ink, and now I can finish putting together my scrapbook layout. So I'm going to grab this out again, and this is going to go at the very top. So I'm actually going to put this one down first. So let me get, and I'm actually going to put adhesive on all 4 sides since it's embossed. Okay, so I'm going to have a 1/4 inch on both sides, or let's see, a 1/2 inch on both sides, sorry, and about a 1/4 inch at the top. So I'm just going to eyeball it about right like so. Okay, and now I can do the rest of these. So now I can do this one. I'm going to go all the way down and all the way down. Oops, I dropped it. Let me pick it up. All right. Okay. Let me make sure you guys can see it. So I'm going to, oh, looks like I picked fuzz up off the ground. So I'm going to line it up with the red so it's even. Okay, like so. And so this here, I'm just going to tie a knot. Since I don't always do bows, oops, on my, oops, come on, don't want to rip it. I'm going to snip that a little bit smaller. Okay, and this one here, we'll put, okay, and this one's going to line up. Come on. Just like so. And now my crumb cake piece that I did my journaling on should fit right in here. Let's hope it does. And it does. Look at that. Sometimes the math is the hardest part. All right, there we go. And that is my cute little layout. But I use the Stamparatus on a scrapbook page, you guys, and you can too. That's one nice thing about the Stamparatus with the 2 open edges is that you'll be able to feed in 12 by 12 paper. And even if, let's say I wanted to do the Jackson right here, what I could do is put my letters there, and then I could turn my paper this way. And I could have done the JAC from this plate. So the Stamparatus is very versatile, especially for big sheets like this. So anyway, don't forget to use it on your layouts. And isn't that cute with the embossing? I think we forget we can do that on our scrapbook layouts too. So anyway, this is a quick, short, simple video, but I just wanted to show you guys. Use all your tools, especially on your scrapbook pages. Thanks guys. Bye.